Hello everyone. Today we are going to get some insight of the route summarization. So route summarization is basically a method wherein we create a summary of the routing table for the multiple networks or the subnet. By doing the route summarization, we would be saving the memory and absolutely the routing table would be summarized. So if you recall our schooling days, so in the exam we are given essay or a story and we have to write answer with the summary of the story. So that is similar to the concern. So let us spin up our packet tracer. For this I'm gonna take two PT routers, three PT routers, sorry, and let us connect them with the serial interface. So these are of three different routers, and here I'm going to create a loopback of 1.1.1, and here it should be 2.2.2, and here, whereas here it should be 3.3.3, and let's create some more loopbacks 3. So this would be our basic topology. Let's come up to the first router. Enable configure terminal. Let's change the hostname first, RTR1. Okay, and assign the IP address. No cert. IP address 10.0.0.1 255.255.255.0, and do so IP interface brief. Okay, we have assigned the IP address, and let's create the loopback interface loopback 0. Okay, IP address 1.1.1 255.255.255.255. Okay, do so IP interface brief. Okay, do so IP interface brief. Okay, and if we come up to the second router, the CLI, no. Enable configure terminal interface serial 2/0, no cert, IP address 10.0.0.2 255.255.255.0, and interface serial 3/0 that would be connecting to the third router. No cert, IP address 20.0.0.2 255.255.255.0. Okay, and let's create a loopback interface loopback 0. No cert, IP address 2.2.2.2 255.255.255.255. Do so IP interface brief. Okay, so let's come up to the third router. Okay, we haven't changed the host name of the router to. Let us change the host name. Okay, let's come up to the third router. Enable configure terminal. Let us give the host name first, RTR3. Interface serial 2/0 20.0. Okay, let us assign the IP address 20.0.0.3. The subnet mask would be /24. No cert, interface loopback 0, and the IP address here I'm gonna assign is would be IP address 3.3.3 255.255.255.0. So we have created a simple loopback interface brief. Let's create couple more. Interface loopback 2, IP address 3.3.4.3 255.255.255.0, and interface loopback 3. Okay. Let us change the IP address of the third loopback as 5, and let us create one more loopback, that would be loopback 4, and I'm gonna assign the IP address here of 6. Okay, do show IP interface brief. do show IP route. Let's check the routing table. Okay, we have various loopback in our routing table. Okay, do write. Okay, so we have assigned the IP address, but we have not configured any routing protocol yet. Here we are going to implement eigrp. So let us come up to the router 1 and exit. So I'm gonna assign here router eigrp 100. Okay, with the network 10.0.0.0, and it should also know the 20 dot network, and it should also know the 2 dot network. Okay, and I'm gonna use no auto summary so that it is not auto summarize. Okay, exit. Okay, so here I have to advertise our 1 dot network, that is the loopback interface, but control A, no, and then I'm gonna advertise 1 dot loopback. Okay, do show IP route. Okay, exit. Let us come up to the RTR2, and same goes with the RTR2 interface. We have check configure all the IP addresses. Router eigrp 100 with the same process ID. Network, here I'm going to assign 10.10.10. It should know the 10 dot network. Yep, this is since it is forming the neighborship, and 20 dot, and it should also know about 2 dot network, and no auto summary. Okay, do write, exit, do so IP route. Okay, we can see that our routing table that it is knowing about the router 1. Let's do the same configuration over the router 3. Router eigrp 100 network, it should know about the 20 dot network, and yeah, as it is forming the neighborship and adjacency, and it should also know about the 3 dot network, that is of the loopback interface, no auto summary. Okay, exit, do show IP route. So we can see the various loopback are advertised. So we have to summarize our routing table. So for this, if we come up on the RTR2, so RTR2 would also be learning the same routing table. So if we come up, do show IP route. Okay, this also learning about the 3 dot network. We can try and ping from the router 1. If we come up to the router 1, we can see that in the routing table it has the routes for the router 3, ping 3.3.3. It should be do ping. Okay, the 2 dot network is reachable. We have to advertise the 10 dot network here, and it should be reachable. And from the RTR1, we should advertise the 30 dot network. 100. Let us advertise the 30 dot network. If we ping, yep. So we have the reachability to the third router. So if we check upon the routing table, so it is quite bulky. So we are going to summarize the route do show IP route. Okay, So if you come up to the RTR tree, which has various network, that is our loopback interfaces, we are going to summarize it. For the summarization, we are going to check upon that we are using the subnets of the /20. So basically it is starting from 3.3.3, so and 3.3.4.3. so here if we come up to the router tree and configure the interface serial to serial 0 about the summarization, so summary address eigrp 100, and it should be of 3.3 dot, and this is of /20, so 255.255.240.0. Okay, exit. So if we check the routing table now, it should be summarized. Okay, okay, now if we check upon the router 1, we can see that it has already been summarized from the router 1. So previously it could see all the subnets of the loopback interfaces, and now we can only see that it's advertised for the /20. Okay, and if we come the same upon the RTR2, do so IP route, so we can see that before the summarization it used to advertise all the loopback interfaces. Now we can see that the loopback interfaces are being summarized under the /20 subnet. So this is how we summarize our routing table to save the memory of the router and enhance the routing table. Thank you.